Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
John Archiquette.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Matt Turner.
I'm not afraid.
And Joshua Gray.
You will be.
What's going on, Outriders? John, Josh, and Matt coming to you from frigid, cold Las Vegas, Nevada.
Shut up. That's such a terrible thing to say.
It was 60 degrees, sir. I actually had to wear a sweater.
Uh-oh.
I was
Sweater
thinking
weather.
about putting pants on.
You guys are a bunch of... I can't say the words. And that's bad when I have to say that, okay?
Well, I mean, we all don't have our Rust Belt constitution like you do.
That's
so.
right.
Look, honestly, I've, my entire family lives up in the Midwest,
right.
And they were in some, negative 50-degree temperatures
you
yesterday.
grew up ice fishing and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
when it's cold enough where my family is like, yeah, I'm not going outside. That's bad.
I've been getting some great pictures from the in-laws in Wisconsin as well. So,
oh yeah. Did they have any frozen tauntauns in their front yard or anything?
They were, but they were just covered in snow, so you couldn't see them.
There you go.
Yeah.
best meme I've seen about the polar vortex.
What?
I guess there was a performance of Hamilton that was canceled because of it.
Wow.
And it said, that's one more time that Burr got Hamilton.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, right?
Topically
That's
interesting.
good.
That was good. I think the favorite picture I've seen, though, is like downtown Chicago with all the flurries. This is an older one, but it's got a AT-AT striding through the streets.
Nice. Yeah.
I think my favorite was the picture of Wisconsin with just all the temperatures all over it, and then just says Sub-Zero wins, and it's got the Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Now, for real, I hope you guys have all managed to stay warm out there. Maybe getting to stay inside, miss a couple days of school or work, maybe get some games in.
Curl up by the heater or the fire with your favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe. We have 40-some-odd episodes for you to listen to if you're bored.
Wow,
Really?
I don't think anybody's that bored.
Really bored?
You gotta be real bored
Yeah,
for
real
that.
bored. I think video games are a thing still, right? I mean, maybe do those.
1 week.
Yeah. 1 week.
1 week.
Well, 8 days.
That's the terrible segue, but 1 week.
Yeah, we're getting
so
there.
excited.
Yeah, we are
Oh.
1 week away from LVO, and that's kind of
Oh,
the...
this is a bad time to mention this.
What?
But, hey, were you going to get a room down at Bally's?
yeah, I am.
Okay, do you want to splitsies a room?
Sure.
Okay,
Which
cool.
one of you is the big spoon? Because you're both kind of tall.
Yeah, we'll make sure you can get the one king
I have a
size.
strict only little spoon policy. I will only be little spoon.
What?
Yep.
You're also
kidding me.
Oh, no.
Are you nuts?
My 5'5" girlfriend loves that.
She feels like a jetpack.
That's about the most tame thing that went through my head. So
There you go.
I'm not even gonna. No.
John,
I'm
actually,
gonna
I
pass
already
that one
know
by.
he sleeps upright in the closet, so it doesn't bother me at all.
You rang.
No, I'm stoked for it. We got 1 week left. Friday's the big day, so we'll be getting our game in, and then Saturday we're gonna get to talk to Luke Eddy and
A bunch of other folks.
a bunch of other folks.
Yeah, this is gonna be a palooza of great stuff.
A veritable who's who
Right.
of the
A virtual
the Legion
cornucopia.
community.
Yeah.
And then there's us, too.
Yay!
We are kind of like hangers on.
The meetings of the half a minds. Yeah.
How are we're like the tailcoat riders of our own podcast.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Wonderful.
So we got-
Basically just fangirls that
Right?
have press passes
Yeah.
at this point. So
It's like we got Nick Freeman, who's the analytical master, and LJ Pena, who's the organizer.
organizer.
And then like the three of us with our powers combined are like,
kind of interesting. Sometimes.
It's gonna be awesome.
yeah, we're gonna play. We're probably none of us gonna make the final cut, but we'll
Yeah.
be there to cheer
No,
people
I'm
on.
for sure.
And this is how it usually for competitive events in X-Wing, it's one of two things for me. I'm gonna float right around the bottom of the cut, right? I'm gonna go 3-1, strength of schedule. We don't have that in Legion, but. Or I'm sorry, MLV.
Oh, there is,
Well, yeah,
actually.
it's not
Yeah,
MLV.
yeah. Gotcha.
My MLV would be like, maybe I'll sneak in, kind of, or I get completely boat raced and go 0-4. So one of those two things will happen. It's like I'm not going to
Place bets now.
Yeah, no. Chances. I've never really been middle of the pack. It's one of those two extremes. Just maybe make the cut, barely, or 0-4, flame out horribly.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I don't know
expecting
which
like
one it's
2
gonna
and
be.
2.
You're gonna go 2-2.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm gonna start out.
Maybe 1 and 3.
I might start out 1-0, and then I'm progressively gonna get worse. And
You always say this, but then you always do really well and get to the final cut.
by
And,
like,
doesn't matter what game, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k.
but you say like always. I've played in a grand total of 1 tournament,
Which is
ever.
always. That is
For
statistically
Legion,
correct.
yes,
Okay.
that is 100%.
All right,
accurate.
but I don't. I just know that my attention span. If I'm
You're
doing
so self-deprecating and
five
modest.
games
Right.
in one day, though, 5 games in one day. Game 5, I'm gonna be like, all right, so my space
Wait,
marines
is
are
it
taking
5?
leadership
What's
checks.
Is it 5?
And
It's 4.
It's 4. It's 4
4
games.
oh, 4. Okay, sorry.
Crazy
so
man.
The 4th game.
He's already planning on
Yeah,
making
he's
the cut
living in
and
like
playing.
3019
Yeah.
now. Wow.
No, he's just planning on making the cut
There it is.
and being, playing that
See?
5th game.
We're on to you now, John.
Subconsciously, you
Yeah.
know you're going to
Then I'll be on that final table with a perfect 4-0 record, and then completely losing my focus.
Yeah. And then you'll just get housed. Just
And he did advertise his kryptonite. If you get John in the thing, if you tempt him with a ham sandwich,
Oh,
he will
yeah.
absolutely throw a game for a ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich, really food in general.
Okay,
Or
any
beer.
food, yeah.
Or alcohol. But honestly, by the 4th game, if you have
Who
some
can afford that
consumable
$15
item,
beer though?
I know, right? Yeah, 'cause they're not
I
gonna let
plan
you
on
pack it
forking
in.
out some for $15 beers. No, but so if you want to come say hi to us, we're gonna have we have our shirts now.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah, I think
we
you're
do.
going to post some pictures.
Oh,
up.
it's already up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. They
Oh,
went
there we
up.
go.
Well, you're listening to this Friday.
So-
They went up as soon as I saw as soon as I got my grubby little mitts on one of the on the shirts. I started taking pictures. So
And based
they're
on
up.
if there's some demand, we're gonna maybe find a way to sell them through the Power 9 Games website, so people can order them, support the show that way, and represent their love for the Outriders, or at least their, uncomfortable dislike, or maybe they'll wear them ironically too. I don't know.
I feel like they're good shirts. Like they look good.
So
Yeah, they're not bad.
audibly, because we can't show people because it's radio.
Yeah.
We got 2
Paint
shirts.
us a picture of the mind.
Yeah,
Josh.
in your mind's eye. 2 shirts. What do we got?
Well, 4 holes, 1 for your head, 2 for each arm, and then there's some stitching that's done along the neck.
That was the best, John. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That caught me off guard. So we do have 2 different designs right now. One is just our in the style of the Empire Strikes Back logo, the Star Wars Legion Outriders podcast. Big yellow letters. You'll probably see those definitely at the day of the event if you're there.
And nothing on the back.
Yes,
Yeah,
nothing
just
on the
on the
back. And then we had our good friend LJ, who had his good friend David do a mock-up of a Barricada shirt.
These are awesome.
They look
They
good.
are the
I
worst.
love it.
I do not
Now, the
like
question I was kind of talking to some folks on Discord, is it too self-referential for me to wear a Barricada shirt?
I think you're the only one that would wear a Barricada shirt. So.
I mean,
No,
Kirk
absolutely
Hammett
not.
doesn't come out wearing a Metallica shirt, right? I mean,
Is he even still in Metallica? So it actually makes sense if he was.
yeah, but
Well, you know,
Kurt Cobain didn't come out wearing a Nirvana shirt.
it would have been awesome
you know.
if he did actually.
I
'Cause
know, but
Think about you can't even wear if you're going to see a concert, you don't wear the band shirt
Of
for
the
the band
band
you're going
you're
to see.
seeing,
Exactly.
right,
But
exactly.
if every person in the band came out wearing their own band shirt,
Hey
it would
guys,
be
we got some great merch for you up front. You should really check
here,
it out.
check it out. Here's our new line right here.
I personally spit on one in every 100 shirts that get sold. So get you some me DNA.
No, I don't think there's any issue with it.
No, I was just joking, but.
Shameless.
But yes, it's
Right,
a super
I mean-
cool Barricada shirt.
And then the
it-
back, I mean,
it's
they're
got-
done up and it's funny we say this because they're done up like band tour T-shirts.
Yeah, it's got
you
like Mos Eisley Cantina. And,
Well, it's all of the boards that they're putting together for.
Oh, that's even cooler. I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Those are going to be all of the boards.
Rebel Outpost Hoth,
that are put
Jedi
up
Ruins,
for-
Yavin.
Those are all the boards we're going to have for the
Oh,
tournament.
that's super dope.
right.
And then Bally's
And then
Casino,
Bally's
Las Vegas.
Casino, Las Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah,
That is
cool.
awesome.
dude, that's cool. It's so cool.
Dude,
so
he really nailed it with
I
that.
love it.
Okay.
It's great.
Regardless of the inspiration and general comedy of a Barricada shirt, it's a really well done shirt.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The concept is great. So man, we have so many cool people around here.
I know, right? Look at all the cool stuff you guys do for us.
Legion community is just so cool, and
Looking forward to meeting a bunch and
I am
drinking
too.
a lot of
That's-
beers because we're going to Hofbrauhaus too. On
Yeah.
we're meeting up here on Thursday for people looking to get early games in.
Yep.
And then Friday's the event, obviously. And then Saturday night, we're all going to Hofbrauhaus, which is about 1.5 miles from the Strip. So
Lederhosen?
2 miles maybe. It's a short Uber ride.
Yeah.
Or we'll probably be doing some carpooling. I'm planning to get smashed, but anyways.
Are you wearing Lederhosen?
No, I'm not gonna spend I'm sure what is $500 for a pair of leather pants just to appear silly. As much if it was free, I would totally do it.
If you get the right leather pants, though, they're multi-purpose and useful in many situations.
Is this the episode of Friends where Ross gets the leather pants? He's got I gotta have baby powder in there to.
Why is there a zipper on the? Anyway.
Okay.
Moving on. So I'm definitely looking forward to meeting with the other
everybody.
Creative content people from
that are going
from LVO and all the people who are going to be playing at LVO.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to come.
Great time.
Come holler at us. I promise I won't pull anybody's arms out of their sockets wearing my Wookiee onesie.
Yeah, that's going to be the trick for you, whether you wear one of the new shirts or wear your Wookiee onesie.
I'll probably do both.
Okay.
I'll probably wear both. The shirt over
the
my
shirt
Wookiee
over
onesie.
the Wookiee onesie. That's you're not even really a Wookiee at that point, are you?
Oh god. So we kind of moved ahead ourselves a little bit, but what kind of Star Wars news we have?
We got a little bit of Star Wars news. The big one. This was earlier in the week. Anthony Daniels is hanging up the red arm and silver shin for his 3PO outfit, but he has filmed his last scenes for Episode 9 and is announced his retirement at 72 years old. He was, C-3PO back in the original shoot in, the 70s. So.
Sometimes I kind of forget how young some of these guys were when they actually did the movie, because he's 72, which, it's by all accounts fairly old, but I mean, 77 was when the original Star Wars came out, so he was only, in his 20s and 30s?
Yeah, and apparently being able to keep your body shape slim enough to fit in that suit all the way up into your 70s.
Yeah.
Wow, mad props to you, sir.
No kidding.
Have you ever listened to any interviews with him about playing C-3PO?
No.
Like, he hates it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, you're C-3PO. He's been typecast, and I guess he never really got any work outside of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like...
Maybe they should have gone with Richard Dreyfuss instead.
Wait, Richard Dreyfuss was supposed to be the original C-3PO?
Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but there was an old SNL skit about alternate people like Walter Matthau auditioning as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's right. I've seen that. Yes.
Christopher Walken is Han Solo. Fast ship. She's the ship that made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. She's fast enough for you, old man. And on. But great stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's sad to see that he's hanging up, but at least we're getting Episode 9, and
Yeah. So finishing the current trilogy and hanging up his golden shims, I guess. But we also got some more information of people that will be attending the Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Most importantly, I know you're excited.
Bren Derlin.
Bren Derlin.
Yes, sir. Bren Derlin.
Remind me what he was.
Also known, he was one of the guys in. He was one of the.
One of the guys. That's always the best character description.
He was one of the rebel troops at Echo Base on
Hoth.
Barcelona.
Echo Base in Barcelona, yeah.
Echo Base on Hoth.
Okay.
He's also, I guess he was a mailman on some TV show.
That involved a lot of heavy drinking.
Yeah. I think he was an alcoholic.
He's Clifford Cheers. Cheers.
John Ratzenberger.
I just learned this today.
Who has also been in every Pixar movie ever.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How?
He has been in every Pixar movie.
Are you like...
Full of useless pop culture knowledge? Yes.
Well, that seems very specific because I am filled with pop culture knowledge as well, and I had no idea.
Do you have like a strange shrine to John Ratzenberger?
That is very specific, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. It's a very obscure celebrity to be extremely knowledgeable about.
He's not an obscure celebrity, sir.
Okay, you're right.
That was fighting words.
You're talking to the president of the John Ratzenberger fan club, and I will defend his honor to my dying breath.
When did you fall in love with John Ratzenberger? That's just what I want to know. Was it Cliff from Cheers?
Yeah, I'm not going to say.
Okay.
You've mocked me enough.
Well, anyways, to people that are actually kind of interesting. I mean, not that he isn't interesting. Ashley Eckstein. So Ahsoka Tano will be there. I think she's been there in the past.
Okay.
So, and that's pretty cool. And then
don't
was
think
it
you
Zet?
You can't compare.
Zet's
her to
going there as well.
Cheers. Oh, you mean Zet Jukas, or his actor's name Jet Lucas? That one was like, really, George Lucas?
Yeah,
that
that's
was
the best name you can come up with there. Hey,
At least he
your
didn't
name's
name
Jet?
him Elan/Bagano.
Well, guess what? Now it's Zet. Isn't that Star Warsy?
I wonder if they just like at some point just told him come up with your own character name.
Yeah. And was he's like some like Padawan lieutenant or something like that?
He was a Padawan. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Neat.
And then the kid that played Boba Fett, the young Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones, is going to be there as a
it would be kind of
full-grown adult.
interesting to see if they use him in any future projects because that is the same guy and he's growing along with the story. So
Maybe we'll see him in The Mandalorian.
it could be.
Interesting.
Maybe. It'd be fun if he was just kind of like standing around in the background, like nobody acknowledges him. He's just, hey, was that Boba Fett?
I hope they get like a special guest appearance from Jake Lloyd, like Skyping live from prison.
I'm sure he'll be the bounty of some hunter out there.
Have we talked about how Tamura Morrison is like father of like some of the greatest superhero type folks now?
I'm not sure who
Okay,
this
you're
person
right.
is.
So Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Okay.
And Boba Fett.
And Boba Fett. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tamura Morrison is the guy who played Jango Fett in Attack of the
okay,
Clones.
got you.
Sorry. So
Is he,
that's a really hackneyed setup there.
New
but,
Zealander
like,
extraordinaire.
He's
yeah.
like the Archie Manning of pop culture. Sports ball. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
okay.
See, I understood that reference.
Yeah, he gets that.
Tamura Morrison, I don't know, but I'm glad, Josh, you're like the Venn diagram of references here, because you bring my knowledge of sports and Josh's or Matt's knowledge of nerddom
Yeah.
all in together.
Good
in
luck.
one.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, a Venn diagram is just a bunch of holes sitting around. So, anyways,
Wow.
we also know that Disney is buying a lot of Super Bowl time.
Great.
What could it be for? I don't know.
I would probably guess episode 9.
That is
They're
the
gonna
popular
advertise
speculation.
The opening Galaxy's Edge.
Could be that too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. Infinity War, conclusions
yeah.
coming out soon, so could be a lot of
2-minute
interesting
Battlefield 2 commercial.
things.
Yeah.
Hey, remember this game came out a couple years ago?
I mean,
That's
it's not
cool.
like Disney doesn't own like a bajillion other properties to
No,
be
for sure,
advertising.
for sure.
So
Are they? And
know.
I don't want to get too sidetracked in this. Are they the ones that are producing the new Tolkien movie? Not the new like Hobbit movie, but the biopic of Tolkien. Is that a Disney production?
I don't know. Actually, I
Okay,
don't know
because it
much
comes
about
out in
that.
May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay, but we're gonna go see that, right?
Sure.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go support Professor Tolkien.
awesome. So we got some news from FFG this week. Not any new products coming out, but
But Josh
We-
also got some games in
oh,
yeah, I got
all
some
right.
games
before.
in.
All right,
before
so yeah,
we-
we'll come back to that.
have
I think
my
that'll be
list.
the second segment, right?
Yeah.
I have my list, and I'm going to be a little light on information.
It's going to be Star Wars.
Yeah, it's going to be Star Wars. It's going to be Empire. I know. Hey, man. Belichick doesn't let the media shoot all of the practices before the Super Bowl.
Are you
okay?
saying you're the
So-
Bill Belichick?
Are we
of-
going to post a
of Star
picture of
Wars
you
Legion?
holding?
Yes, because
Yeah.
I'm Belichick in my coaching the Cleveland Browns phase. I'm just waiting to fail upwards. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we going to snap a picture of you holding a clipboard that says like 5,000 troops to Venezuela or something like that?
That's John Bolton,
Oh, okay. My
not
bad.
Michael. John.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
So how's your
Yeah,
prep
so
been
I got a
now?
couple. No, it's
Yeah.
good. Got 2 games in, 2 wins. The second one, I think we probably ended up going over a little bit on time, so it's a little. We were just like, let's play it to the end. So I'm not sure if it would have been a win if we had been playing on a clock and pushing it to get. To
Who are you
what
playing?
We're doing. Played Dan.
Okay.
Key positions.
Roberts
I
or
love-
Areco?
Roberts.
Oh, okay.
I love the new key positions. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. But yeah.
That's a complete
Vader-
180 on key positions.
Oh
for
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
No,
Not
fun.
so long ago, he was railing about key positions
because
being in the
because
game
it was
entirely.
terrible.
Okay. And they
The
fixed
way
it. Now you love
It was
it.
terrible.
So
I mean,
you
they made
gathered
the right fix for key positions.
You've gathered new data and
Yeah.
reassess your position.
I'll just say this: it's a lot of fun to on turn 6 to put an order token on Vader and just wait and wait and wait, and then they all rush that center objective,
Yeah.
and then you activate Vader with the last activation of the game, put him on the objective, force push somebody else off of it, and go, I win.
Yeah. That's,
That's great.
it's
That's a
so
lot of
it's so
fun.
nerdy, but it's
Yeah,
so
it is.
good. It's
And they see it. They know it's
Yeah.
going to happen. They know just by the math. It's
Go
gonna
on,
happen.
rebel thoughts.
Yeah. Go away, Veers.
Yeah.
Go away. So that's basically how that game ended up. Running, two skinny Imperial Guard units, just the 3-man with tenacity and E-gear.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you shoving IRG in people's faces.
E-gear?
Environmental gear.
Oh.
So I ignore difficult terrain.
Yes.
So I basically, which is good because when you
I
do
figured
that,
that's what you meant. I couldn't place the E for some reason.
Sorry.
I kept thinking like emergency stims for some
No.
reason.
But that basically what that gives you, it gives you unhindered movement on that turn where you drop new ways to motivate them, and you're doing 3 speed 2 moves to slam them into melee combat
Blah!
somewhere.
Yeah.
But man, nothing. Just something about putting a couple of units of IRG in somebody's main line and tying them up in melee, just kind of. I
It's
don't know.
scary.
It's
It's
not
scary.
scary, but it's like, oh god, what do I do now? Where do I get these guys off of me and work the objective, or do I just let them kind of? But yeah, I mean,
Do I
IRG
whistle for backup?
And I found something to add to that mix that really makes it even better. The rush.
What's that?
Put a couple units of snow troopers in there.
There you go.
So it's like, do I shoot the IRG and let the snow troopers flamer me, or do I shoot the snow troopers and let the IRG bash my face in? So it's good. The only
In here,
thing-
I thought the special ingredient was love.
yeah, no, not in my list.
Okay.
I don't love anything. I don't even love me. So
It's the hate that fuels you.
yeah, right.
I mean, he's playing Dark Side, so
I'm
it makes
basically
sense.
the Star Wars Legion version of Randy Johnson. You'll get that
Oh.
reference, John.
Have
He
you-
won't.
Have you killed any birds lately?
Not yet, no. Randy Johnson was a pitcher in baseball that was basically fueled by rage.
I've seen that.
The big tall guy,
Yes,
yeah. And
yes.
he's just like,
Is
you
that the
know-
unit guy?
Huh?
Is that
He's
the
the
unit?
big unit.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, you
Good
get
job.
that.
Yes.
What a reference.
Putting
Wow.
one up on the board now.
Hey.
He also
But-
exploded a bird.
And
Yeah, I did see that. That was crazy.
But like, he was always like riding the line of just like if you've seen the movie Mystery Men, Mr. Furious, that's Randy Johnson.
Talking with your mouth open.
He exploded a bird and was visibly enraged. Like, how dare that bird get in the way of my pitch? It was a spring training game. Like, it didn't
Oh,
even count.
damn.
Yeah, and he was just like, you could visibly tell he was just like, God
Well,
damn
the
it.
upside is something died, so
You know,
I
yeah.
feel better about that.
And that's, me personally, I try and kill one thing a day, if it's like a bug or a child's
Well,
dream.
you're killing this podcast right
Killing
now,
this
buddy.
podcast?
Yeah.
There you go. I've killed my one thing for the day. No. Snow troopers are good. That's all I'm
they're
trying
real
to
good.
say.
Yeah. They're real
Snow
good.
troopers are really good. With IRG, it ends up being paralysis by analysis, and yeah. Although the second game I played,
Are you still playing the E-Webs, by the way?
no, I took those out.
Oh.
E-webs were not good.
Not quite pulling their weight.
Yeah, they weren't. They were dying.
I just
quickly.
feel like they're probably not. They don't belong in that list because
Nah, they
Yeah.
didn't.
when
They
you've got that many units that need to be in close range, oversaturating
Or
with
that
targets.
few
Yeah.
units, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, I dropped the E-webs and reconfigured some stuff to put the snow troopers in. Essentially, is what I did. What I had done. But yeah, no, that list is doing work. The second game I played was just we were both Imperial players and just bonkers red saves, the entire game, like the entire game. Opening move, I left kind of a bait unit out there for the max firepower because he was playing a Veers list.
Okay.
4 hits, 4 saves.
Wow.
You thought so. You got the snow troopers in range. Only had a couple of guys left at that point. So had the flamethrower because it was a full unit,
As you do.
and then 2 grenades. So 8 dice, 7 hits, 1 guy died. He
Jeez.
tanked 6 out of the 7 rolls.
You're probably not used to being on that side of it.
No,
are you?
not really. Because a lot of our players here are rebel players, so I'm used to just dealing with white dice saves the entire time. Trooper Steve did work again.
Yay!
Yeah,
Okay.
Steve's always holding his road.
I know, right? So he kind of had Boba Fett as a flanker and was trying to get. I had a 1 4-man unit, just naked 4-man stormtrooper unit that's just for like securing backfield objectives. So he flanked Boba Fett around to try and dig them out of the objective. So my first activation, pulled a trooper, put on Trooper Steve, ran him into melee with Boba Fett to just kind of tie him up, right? He didn't have any way to disengage, so he's like, "Oh, I'm going to boot spike."
Oh, he didn't have the whipcord or anything?
He didn't play that card that turn, right? So, because we weren't engaged.
Oh, gotcha.
He was just like, "Oh, one dude, I'm just going to shoot him. He's going to die. Pierce 1, whatever."
The
right?
end, yeah.
Which was the right play.
Sure.
You know, you're not going to play a card for Boba Fett to kill one dude, right?
Right.
Why waste it? You know. So I slammed him in there. He's like, "Oh, fine. I'll just boot spike you." Rolls 2 crits, natural. Right?
Wow,
Yeah, hell of a roll. Trooper Steve tanks them both. I mean, it was crazy red dice saves the entire game.
Yay!
Trooper Steve got that adamantium armor.
Yeah.
Right? And then punched him in the face.
Oh,
Yeah, it was fun. So, yeah, I mean, it was, but I got my list.
Cool.
You know, and I say I'm not going to tell you what the list is, but I've basically told you everything about it. You know.
I mean, I realistically don't think you're going to be the only person running a list like that. There's, you know, thankfully there's more variety now than we saw maybe 6 months ago in tournaments, but there's still a select, you know, number of lists that we'll probably see, and I feel like that one's probably going to be pretty relevant.
Prevalent?
Relevant, yes, all of those things.
Prelevant?
Probably not elegant though.
Oh, Olifants?
All right.
Look,
We're
Mr. Frodo?
going to take a quick break here. Coming back, we're going to look at the new release of news from FFG.
You're listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network, recorded on location at Power 9 Games. Whether you're looking for the latest releases from Legion, X-Wing, 40K, Magic, or any of our other extensive inventory of board and card games, head to power9games.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER10 to get 10% off your order. Plus, shipping is free on orders over $100. Now, back to the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. John, Josh, and Matt. So we got some big news that came out of FFG this week, and it looks like things are going to change for the organized play.
Sounds like they listened to us.
I got a question.
Right. Yeah.
Did you just welcome Outriders, John, Josh, and Matt, or did you welcome back Outriders, including John, Josh, and Matt?
Was the comma not audible?
Is this an Oxford comma situation?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because I love Oxford comma situations.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Outriders,
Space,
John, Josh, and Matt.
John, comma, Josh, comma, and Matt.
Well, or
Period.
it could just be
Comma,
John,
comma.
Josh, and Matt.
Comma chameleon.
Because Josh and Matt are now one person.
Could be.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
The hive mind has spoken. Yeah.
Your English lesson today has been brought to you by Legion Outriders. All right, so OP rules. Change
For the
a little
three
bit.
of you still left listening.
Right. What do we got for changes with organized play here?
Well, there's new kits. There's a new guy in charge now.
Okay. So yeah, that's first thing.
This is the follow-up to Zach Rayburn's departure a couple months ago, and they named Alex Watkins as the interim guy, basically from their EU OP, and he's come on over and gotten it installed and is shaking things up.
I'm sure Alex Watkins is a really cool guy. It'd be great if Alex Winters was the new chief of OP, because I'd really like Ted from Bill and Ted's Excellent, or Bill. That was, anyway.
That
Wow.
reference
Never mind.
was getting more and more obscure.
That was
Digging deep here. Anyways, so
I get claustrophobic down in these deep rabbit holes.
so basically what they've done here is they've gone back to what we were talking about the last time when we were talking about changes we'd like to see in OP.
Yeah.
It's no longer maximum firepower and hyperspace qualifier and all of that stuff. It's store championships.
Well, I have the bullet points pulled up here if we want to go through them.
Sure.
But basically, the seasonal kits will support open play nights, which I had a question about. Are these being provided by Fantasy Flight to give out to people that show up for like casual nights? Or are stores expected to absorb the cost or defray it onto the people that are showing up for that?
It's an excellent question.
I don't have any prices yet on the distributor website, so I'm kind of curious about that. Also, the price point on them and all this, because some of these kits get a little expensive. So I'm hoping it's going to be one of the cheaper
Can
ones.
you say how expensive?
Are
you allowed to?
At least $25 usually.
Okay.
So sometimes $40, sometimes $450, depending if you're running one
Good
of the.
Lord.
Oh yeah, the X-wing one. Yeah, it's going to
Oh.
be
Wow.
spicy.
Okay. Yeah.
Are they giving away a literal X-wing?
12,000 credits.
Right.
You can buy our own ship for that much. But the big upshot for me is, they're not doing these major tournament is the only place that you can get organized play experience.
Which we've heard from other people.
we've
They
heard,
don't
right.
have stores that have like a whole lot of space, so they're kind of forced to not run those kind of OPs.
But so for 2019, FFG is going back to there will be Legion Store Championships in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
There will be regional championships, and I think they're calling them something different.
Yeah, let me.
I don't know if they're
see.
calling
We've
them
got-
regionals necessarily.
We've got store championships.
Yep.
We've got
Prime
Prime
championships.
championships,
So that will
sponsored by
be-
Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Optimus
Yeah.
and Rodimus.
And Rodimus, yeah.
But then there will be Grand Championships, which are now essentially your nationals.
I like how they start getting chevrons and more fancy
Right.
as the logos
They're
go
ranking
on.
up.
Yeah. And then Major General Continental Championships.
Right.
Okay.
And then
then
World
Worlds.
Championships.
Okay.
Yes.
But as far as tournament structure goes, they're going back to that ladder that they had in up till they changed it last year. And I'm also very glad that they dropped all the goofy names from everything. Max Firepower this, and
'Cause the major-
High Command that, and
Major General Continental Championship
Right.
isn't
well,
a mouthful.
It just wasn't. It wasn't accessible.
I was just joking about that Major General part, right?
Oh, I thought you were
No.
serious.
No.
Oh, okay.
But it does sound like it would fit, right?
Yeah, it does.
Hyperspace qualifiers and all of
Yeah.
this. It's like, where does hyperspace fit into high command, into this, and it's different. Store championships.
Okay.
It's
but-
a championship
Yeah.
in a store for the store.
I'm confused.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
How can you be confused with that, right?
So,
So-
to play in a regional, you have to have won at a store championship
Nope.
level?
Nope.
Under the old, because you're new-ish to
Yes.
the old way of FFG, store championships were intended as kind of like local.
Every store can run one if
every
they
store
want
could
to.
run one.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Regional championships, they would only give one to a certain geographical area.
Okay.
Like we had for X-wing in 2017.
We have one.
We had
Yeah.
4 store championships in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Okay. We had 1 regional championship in Las Vegas. Like Arizona.
Yeah.
You got Phoenix, right?
Yep.
Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, all of that, right? You'd have store championships all over the place.
Okay.
You'd have 1 regional championship.
Speaking of, we've got the regionals for that. It's coming up March 2nd. If you happen to be an X-Wing player, come on down. We got 64 tickets, and we're expecting to sell out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, store championship, you'd get maybe, 20, 30 people.
Okay.
Meh,
Yeah, yeah.
Because people aren't going all over the place.
Because
for
there's
store
plenty more of
championships,
those. The
right?
regionals, though, yeah, we're it for Vegas.
We had a was it a store championship or did you have a regional X-wing here?
We have
couple
never
years
had a
ago?
regional
Okay.
X-Wing before now.
So
this is our first.
It was a store championship.
Yeah.
But for us, we had a couple of guys come up from Kingman, Arizona.
Uh-huh.
We had some
Oh, yeah,
folks
yeah,
come
yeah.
down from St. George. The regional that I played in here in Vegas, we had guys out from California,
people travel for those because
10
there
guys
aren't as
from
many.
Minox Squadron in California drove up here. We had guys from friends of mine that I had played X-Wing with in Virginia. 3 of them flew out from Virginia to play in our regional out here because why not?
So, is it because they couldn't qualify in their own regional?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
They absolutely could, but for them it was just kind of like a destination regional to play in.
Okay.
Right? There's no restriction on who can play in any of these tournaments until you get to the higher levels, and then you have, it's invite only, right? You have to have won at a certain level to qualify for Worlds. Although it used to be for Worlds, you could just, if you were lucky enough to sign up and you were first in line,
Yeah.
congrats, you're going to Worlds.
But it used to be that way, so you can't do that anymore.
I don't think it's that way anymore.
So you have to have won a Continental to make it to Worlds?
Something like that. I'm not sure. There's going to be...
We can get down to there and tell you what the system is now.
There's going to
but-
be X amount of... there's going to be, kind of like this year, you've got Gen Con, right?
Sure.
And they're going to have that last chance qualifier to get into...
You just need to win a Prime Championship to get a spot at Worlds.
Okay. So
And
there you go.
what's the level in the
That's the
Prime
regional.
Championship?
That's the
level.
basically
Okay.
just above store champs. So the regional.
But there's also nationals and continentals that are higher than
Grand
that.
Championships top 4 go to Worlds.
Right. So,
Continental top 8 And then Worlds is obviously
Will
those
be
that
will
got
be
invited.
A conglomeration
Yeah.
of prime winners, grand champ or continentals, and so there you go.
So the two questions I have then, with us living here in Las Vegas, we have a robust community, but I wouldn't say oversaturated.
Sure.
So we're kind of in a perfect scenario. Like for somebody who lived in, say, northern Wisconsin, where the nearest game store is 2 hours away, you probably don't have a
Buy sled
local
team.
regional.
Right.
How would that work? Are they, do they have to qualify for a store to make it to a regional,
No.
or can they just show up to a
No,
regional?
you just show up to regional.
Say like Chicago or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I played. I've played in regionals in other states. We've had people from other states playing our regionals here.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
we get people from California.
So
Utah,
that leads me to my
you
other
said
question.
Arizona.
Like, if you lived in L.A. or you said
Yeah.
Northern Virginia has a very robust FFG community.
Yeah.
If you lived in an area where it was, say you were really good, but you just lived in an area with a lot of other really good people. If you flew to a different
people
region,
absolutely do that.
Okay.
Because there's a free invite at stake.
Yeah.
I got friends in Maine. I'll hop up there to whatever game store in Bangor,
Yeah.
Maine has the
Your regional only had 14 people last year. I'm in.
right. Yeah. I like those odds.
this
You
is
can
not
tell me those odds.
This is not meant to besmirch the
Sure.
Bangor,
Yeah,
Maine
yeah,
gaming
yeah.
community, because
I'm sure you're all great folks.
I'm gonna laugh if they roll like all
Top-notch
top
players,
three
yeah.
places at LVO are from Bangor, Maine.
Somehow the epicenter of Star Wars Legion on the entire planet is Bangor, Maine. Yeah.
Just giving you death stares from
I
the
know,
podium
right?
the entire
Wasn't
time.
that like song from Skrillex, Banger Main?
I don't know. Bangarang?
There
Bangarang.
it is, yeah.
That was from Hook.
Hook.
It
yes,
was,
thank
but it was
you.
also
Yeah.
a Skrillex song.
Okay.
You're right.
Who?
Sonny Moore.
Who?
Skrillex.
Is that like EDM or
Yes.
dubstep or any of that
Yes.
trash music?
Yes.
Okay.
All of those.
Yes.
So anyway, seasonal kits will support open play nights and will reward players for their in-store participation. We want in-store events to be as accessible and welcoming to casual players as possible. Laudable goal. I like
I
that
love
a
it.
lot. Yeah.
And hey, you know what? And there's no saying that, for that kit, for the casual play kit, that you have to hand it out just to whoever shows up.
That's
You
true.
know? Hey, if you come to
yeah.
4, if you come to 3 of our open game nights out of the 4 we have this month, at the end of the month you'll get
Yeah,
one.
you get check marked, you get
Yeah,
checked in.
you
Yeah,
know,
there's.
I mean-
It'll depend. Like if they're going to do it like Magic the Gathering and just send promos out to stores, as freebies to hand
Right.
out, then great. Yeah, absolutely. You show up, here you go. You get a promo, in whatever accordance. If they're going to charge for it, then yeah, if you're just showing them saying, hey, give me the card.
Sure.
And they're
Yeah.
taking off.
Yeah.
Not that I think that's a problem we'd have, but
And and I don't run a game store, so it's real easy for me to say this, but customers come in and buy stuff. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Get people
if
through
it's-
the door,
If it's $25 for a quarter's worth of stuff, I'd eat that cost.
Yeah.
It's
fair to
just
say.
to have more people coming in the door.
But if you've got a
mean,
community, and I've heard this from other folks, it's like they play at a store, but they exclusively buy on Amazon or something like that.
Oh, good bet.
Then yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why am I spending money
Yeah, good
to
bet.
not sell you anything?
You know.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, it just depends on your,
That-
and again, this is from the store's view.
Tangent.
Uh-huh.
I have an account here at the store.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me how much money I've given you?
Do you really
track
want
that?
the?
Yes, actually, I do. I'm
We
curious.
absolutely do.
I'm very curious.
Okay,
how much money I've given
The
you.
IRS
I'm not
wants
going
I
to
know,
name.
right?
I'm not
just
going to name any
curious.
names, but we actually had a situation where a gentleman was getting a divorce.
Oh
and
God.
Part of the proceedings was they entered into evidence how much money they spent here.
Because that's property, right? And there's a value. There's a dollar value on that.
Well, sometimes it's
know?
like tournament entries and things like
Oh,
that.
okay,
so
okay.
there's intangibles as well.
I
but-
know on X-Wing, between paint, acrylic tokens, shinies, all that stuff. I know I was in on X-Wing for probably about $2,500 to $3,000.
I'm laughing at you in Forge World
I
right now.
know, right? I'm just curious how much money I've given you.
If you want to know, I'd
do.
absolutely be
I
able to
do.
pull that up.
Yes.
Okay. Continuing on.
Back to
Local organizers may continue using seasonal kits to run open play nights as tournaments if they so desire. So they're saying you don't have to change what you're doing, but you have options now.
Now, here's the question I have, and this
Okay.
has come up in a lot of discussions that about the OP space and where people can get kits and who can get kits. if these are casual night kits and they're not, high end stuff with shiny dice and stuff like that in them, can people who run independent gaming clubs buy these?
Yeah, this was a question we got, and
that
as
would
of right
be-
now, no.
That sucks. Like I understand the premium high end stuff that you want people their giveaways for tournaments and big things. I get that. If this is just like, it's a oh, you showed up tonight, here's a card. Why not, man?
So, do you want the answer?
I know they don't want people eBaying it and stuff like that.
That's really a big part. There's accountability. I mean, how do we prove that your game club isn't just you opening the box and selling it on eBay?
Well,
At least I have to provide and show for my distributorship. I have to show I've got a business license that's in good standing. I've got pictures of my storefront. I've got pictures of in store. Different manufacturers require different levels of proof. Magic is pretty extreme in that.
Here's the counterpoint I would put to that.
I'm not saying
right?
that they shouldn't, but I don't know how they would track it.
But like, you buy some of the kits that are out now, and there's only like 5 copies of a card in that kit, or four sets of a token in a kit, right?
Sure.
That is supposed to have enough stuff to support a quarter's worth of play on a casual basis.
Actually, that's our next bullet point.
Okay, but it's not exclusive, right? It's throwaway stuff. There's no. It's not like the Palp cards in X-Wing where it comes in $100 ship. But so if you buy it, you're spending $40 for it online.
Sure.
How much market is there going to be for a card that you literally get just by showing up and breathing the same air as everybody for 2 hours?
That's fair.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, those rural situations where you can't get to a game store, maybe I'll pay $5 for it,
Well,
online
why
so I can
screw
get
those
it.
people over if they're willing to pay $5 for it? I mean, I get it.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe
we can ask Luke about it when we see him. So
totally different department because I'm sure he has
I'm
nothing
sure.
to do with those decisions.
we'll put him on the spot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Most seasonal kits will come with enough prizes to support up to 8 players through 3 months of weekly play. Some games may feature different prize structures, but will still support 3 months of play per kit. The prize cards within seasonal kits will change each month. Participants will have the chance to earn multiple copies of most cards. So I guess 4 if you show up, for each in a month, 4 to 5. Changes to the pricing and distribution of our seasonal kits will make them easier for retailers to obtain and release on schedule. Okay, so it sounds like they're not going to be free, but they're going to be cheaper. Okay.
Because what stops me from showing up 4 weeks in a row, getting the same 4 cards, and if I only want one of them, selling 3 of them? Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What's the difference? Nothing.
At least you're showing up to an event to get them to sell for your $2.
I feel like if you're going out of your way to do that for a $2 card,
some people surely do it.
Right. I just don't think there's going to be. I understand protecting the premium kits. I get that. Stuff like this.
Speaking of, yeah. Some games will also receive seasonal premium kits. Okay, some games. This is Fantasy Flight as a whole.
Not you, Armada.
Sorry, Armada. Sit down.
Rune Wars?
Definitely not that.
Ouch.
Stop! He's already dead. In addition to their regular seasonal kits, retailers and event organizers can use these premium kits to support their communities with additional gaming experience, either casual or competitive. Players participating in events supported by these premium kits will contend for prizes that are set up a bit more premium, if you will, than those included in the standard seasonal kits.
I see what they did there.
Yeah.
Wow, what a play on words.
They emphasize it pretty hard.
Right.
Yeah. With these new seasonal kits, you can expect support for both a more casual open play experience as well as plenty of materials to support in-store tournament play. Okay, so that hasn't changed a whole lot.
Right.
It's just however you want to run it, feel free.
And the way I see this is those premium kits are going to be at the level of what we're getting right now. Double-sided, cool cards, stuff like that. The stuff that, though, it's not, extra trooper cards, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is an extra trooper card on eBay right now? Seriously.
I have no idea.
I mean,
I've never looked it up. I have so many as it
I'll filibuster
is.
here until you can look that up. Even do the Orabesh one.
How do you spell eBay? Oh, right.
Well, I mean,
I'm done filibustering.
I'm helping. I'm
out of here.
Other than what we see with alternate art cards, like how many cards do you think are really being resold on eBay to begin with?
you'd be surprised.
For Legion?
Oh yeah, like E-Gear that's only in
The Leia and Veers, okay.
That everybody wants a bunch of. It would not surprise me at all if people were buying Veers and Leia and parting that out, because you'll find, especially for X-Wing, you'll find sales up there that people have all the cards that they want, but they just want more models.
Okay.
So people will buy an expansion, single ship, part the cards out, and then put just the model up on eBay. And they'll make their money, right?
Sure.
So it wouldn't surprise me if. Go ahead, Matt.
I don't want to say.
We have an answer?
No, we do. Well, at least I see listings for it.
Okay, how much?
Somewhere from $7 to $9.
$7 to $9
per full art trooper card.
Well, that might be okay.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I have so many of those.
Right?
And I'm keeping them.
Hey, can we fund some more shirts
No.
by selling?
No.
I know. I just wonder, and that's a bit of a premium card because it's got different art on it and stuff, different wording. But some of the stuff that come, especially like in the X-Wing kits.
But clearly there is a market for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got stuff here in the store from X-Wing kits from 3 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it gets to the end of the kit and guys are like, I don't need that anymore.
I don't need any more of those, especially if it's 1.0 stuff.
Right, well,
I'm starting to throw that away.
Yeah. It doesn't burn well, I found out.
No. Imagine
anyways.
that. Neither do Vader's. Or Anakin's. There we go.
Smells like bacon. But yeah, I mean, I don't see the harm in letting small. If there are people that want to legitimately want to grow their communities, but don't have store support, let them.
It's just, how do you sort the legitimate from the opportunists? And
do they have a webpage? I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but the leakage that you're going to get to the opportunists, I think, is far outweighed by the community growth you could have. Because maybe a store looks at their community and says, nobody plays this game. I only get 1 or 2 people coming here. I ain't going to carry it anymore. But then people privately get together and they grow the game because you have a disengaged store owner.
Sure.
And then maybe that gives the store owner the impetus to get back engaged.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing that gets me fired up about a new game as if we have people that are demanding to play it.
And I don't think it's fair to put all of the community building on the store owners to foster and provide that place to be the epicenter. It's a balance. The store's
it's going to be a team effort.
Store's part of it, but you've got to have player organization too.
You need a champion for the game for the store if they have passed on it initially. And
I think it's
put in the effort.
There's definitely a kind of a chicken and the egg kind of thing here, where if the store's disengaged, and the players do it and want to move back into the store, that's only a positive thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
If we had 6 people that showed up wanting to play Armada tournaments here, I would be all for it.
Sure. Yeah.
I still wouldn't play it, but whatever.
Well, thanks, John, for adding so much helpful commentary there. Glad to know that you would not play Armada.
I mean, I haven't, so.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe it would. All right, so that pretty much covers the OP stuff, right?
Yeah, that's about it. I think we've hit all of the valuable things there. So that's big changes coming, and it sounds like the thing that kind of warms my heart is
shut up.
I know, right? Or it warms the place where my heart is supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
They kind of mentioned it at the beginning there that, hey, we did this stuff and you guys didn't like it, so we're changing it. Good.
Mm-hmm.
FFG has, for better or worse, kind of a reputation of not being totally receptive to what the communities want. And I think that's...
I think it depends on your tone a lot.
Well, sure. They don't listen to me. No, joking.
Tone.
But, there are... in the X-Wing community, there were things that people were asking for changes, quality of life changes to the game that it took them a long time to do.
Okay.
So it's good to see them be so responsive so quickly about
Well, I
something.
think this is a new direction they're taking. We just saw the first wave of updates for points for Wave 2.0 X-Wing.
Yeah, that's good stuff too. So yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I think this is good. It's good for the health of the organized play space throughout all of FFG's games. But I also love what it means for just, FFG as a company. It shows me they're evolving a little bit. Whether they've chosen to do that internally or that's been Asmodee.
Well, they got to do it
making them
because
do it.
companies like Games Workshop are definitely stepping their game up.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
Re-seizing parts of their market share that they had kind of let go fallow over the last few years.
I think you got to find a balance between being knee-jerk to every little why. Because let's face it, gamers in general, we're not the we're not the most accepting bunch. You
don't
we
want to
whine
go
about
Mass
stuff.
Effect 3 and be like, here's the ending to our game. Nobody likes it. Change it now.
Yeah.
But
you want to be receptive yet not too impulsive to to every little complaint.
Right.
So I don't know. I think FFG is doing a good job of it, and
sure.
I think this is a good indication of that.
Yeah.
Well, we've got end of the month, so we've got our
end of the
award
month,
winners, right?
I want to do one thing real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So, I posted this up on our Facebook page.
Was this unsolicited?
Yesterday. Unsolicited, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But we are currently sitting at just north of 99,800 downloads of the show.
Yay!
All right.
So sometime after this episode
I think
releases,
10,000 of them were probably me.
Yeah,
so.
probably. Which means it will already have happened by the time most of you hear this, but we're going to surpass 100,000 downloads for the show.
Nice.
Which I think is a big
Shocking.
thing.
Yeah.
So we posted up there, how should we celebrate? And some folks gave us some ideas, and I think some of them were really good.
Some of them were not so good.
Yeah, some of them. Somebody said make a barricada cake, which then somebody edited into barricada, which I think is great.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Okay, you got me now.
Right? Yeah.
Could it be an ice cream barricade?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Somebody suggested to just stream one of our podcasts live. So put some cameras up, which we have the ability here to do.
I could absolutely do that.
So you could watch us do the show while we tape it for one of the episodes, which I think would be neat.
I think we need to have a disclaimer for the amount of cursing that happens between takes.
Right.
But,
right, yeah, that's something that we could do. Somebody said play a game on a map of nothing but barricades, of varying height, stack them up. So it's not just ATSTville, but just barricade a planet.
I mean, I don't have enough barricades, so
with our powers combined,
send us your barricades.
We'll just go. We'll clean out LVO after the
right. Yes,
go around. We're cleaning up the barricades, guys. Here we go.
I'm just gonna hang out right outside the doors on Friday with little sign saying, "Please, I need barricades."
Any barricade will help.
Leave your exactly
right.
Emperor bless.
Need a barricade? Take a barricade. Or have a barricade? Leave a barricade.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing here? Yeah. And then I think the best answer, gift certificates to Dick's in Spokane, Washington for listeners so we can all get a bag of dicks from the Outriders. That's
that's my favorite one.
Yeah, that's
we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, that might be expensive.
Yeah. We'll need some more Patreons for that, I think. But if we obviously couldn't do it for everybody, but maybe a few select winners can enjoy themselves.
Maybe that's one of our monthly raffles. Is we'll get you a gift certificate to Dick's. You probably won't spend it.
Right.
I can't wait at Dick's HQ. Who are these people? Vegas, really? Why?
Why?
What's
going on?
Oh no! Go high five the marketing team. It's working.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so we got some more Patreons this week, right?
Yes, we've got our drawings for the month, and
this is great. I love it.
I was reflecting on this last week. I was like, it's a good thing that we've got some international supporters, but we haven't had them in a drawing. So I was like we've gotten pretty lucky that way because I know international shipping can be a problem. Well, guess what? Denmark heard my thoughts.
Not
and
just international winners.
Yes.
Not just international winner.
Yeah.
But 2 international winners, and both from Denmark.
Yeah, 2 of the greatest Danes.
How does this work?
Right. 2 of the greatest Danes. Something is not rotten in the state of Denmark.
Yeah. So thank you, guys. I sent you messages on the Patreon thing.
Who are they?
Okay, so the one that won the gift card for $25 is Jesper Kjærgaard. So thank you, Jesper.
We said that right.
Probably not, but
Talk is Danish for thank you.
TikTok. And we won't stop. But thank you, sir. And we'll work something out.
Did you just drop a Kesha reference?
Oh my God, did I?
That was a Kesha reference.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Wow! I
I'm
passed the
disappointed
torch
in me.
of terrible references from my Sarah McLachlan to your Kesha.
I didn't know. I didn't know what I was saying.
You can do Sarah McLachlan as long as it's Sweet Surrender.
I actually don't know that one.
Okay.
I'll look it up and I'll have it ready for next week.
Thank you, Jesper. We'll work something out to get you something. And then we also Renee Skull, who was your buddy that we were talking about the muckin fluckin thing. Yes, that one. Which translates to what?
It's red gruel basically with cream.
Okay, that sounds horrifying.
It's a nice warm comfort soup food.
But he won the model that you will be painting up. So once again, we'll have to figure something out.
Awesome.
But I am. These guys are, I think, pretty much day one supporters and at the Imperial Outrider level. So I definitely want to do something for them. But
awesome.
Yeah, holler back on the Patreon messaging, and we'll figure it out. But thanks, guys, and thanks everybody that is taking it upon themselves to help support us. Because hey, we were able to do the T-shirts as a result.
Yeah. And we'll, be rocking those out of LVO. All right, guys, so that'll be our podcast for this week. Next week, we're going to be...
A little delayed.
We're
not doing a Thursday because we're going to have hosting LVO folks here.
Yep.
Setting up for LVO, getting ready for LVO. So we're going to push it a little bit so that we can do...
And then John is leaving on a jet plane.
Right.
I don't know when he'll be back again.
Yeah.
I'll be back on the 20th.
Oh. I'll just ruin it.
I know, right? But I'll be here for the LVO podcast. So when once we're done with LVO, you'll know exactly how badly we did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, looking forward to that.
All right, Outriders. Catch you next week.
You've been listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network.
Only now, at the end, do you understand?
For more from the Outriders, make sure you like us on Twitter @Legion Outriders, subscribe to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Legion Outriders, and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Thanks for listening.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.